everyone, I'm Amy of Handmaiden, and this is my monthly podcast where I share what I've been making in the past month and also anything that's new on the website for Handmaiden. So I'm coming to you from the bottom of the South Island of New Zealand. Nice cold start here today, hence I'm able to wear my lovely thick Ovis sweater. We had a frosty start, but it's going to be a beautiful day down here. So yeah, straight into it. I am wearing my recently finished Ovis Sweater by Caitlin Hunter. She designs under Boyland Knitworks, and I had finished this last time I podcasted, but I was saving to wear it for the festival that I organised at the beginning of this month. And then at festival, my friend Sarah also wore her Ovis, and we bumped into Sue of Yarns from the South. Hey Sue and Vanessa. And Sue had her Ovis on as well, so there is a photo of the three of us together. Yeah, go check out Yarns from the South podcast. They definitely took some footage, and those photos might be in there. Otherwise, there might be one on my personal Instagram. Yeah, it was so cool to see them all together. And yeah, happy to be able to wear it for you today and have a good day that I can wear such a thick sweater. Other finished objects. I also finished Lily's, I was talking about the test knit that I was doing. Clifton Green Knits is Viv, and the pattern is called Just a Kid Who Loves Frogs. I test knit that for her. I think I was talking to her and showing you last podcast the yarns. Lily had dyed up yarns that she wanted the sweater made in, and then the pressure was on as she saw the sweater coming together. She also wanted to wear the sweater to festival, and I had it ready in time for her. There was definitely a pressure knit, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. Lily had dyed the froggy green and then the two different striping colours in here. And then I got all the scraps of mohair out of my stash. Like, you always end up with a bit of mohair left over from different projects, and I was like, right, I'm going to stash bust and use up all these bits of lovely mohair. You can see down the bottom the frog is darker down there because I used a different mohair, otherwise it's the same green of the frog. That's what the back looks like. Yeah, the speckles and how Lily dyed her yarn turned out super gorgeous. She is very happy with it, and it's lovely and warm and drapey and soft. A nice oversized kind of wee sweater, so I reckon she'll get quite a bit of wear out of that as well. She won't be growing out of it in a few months. Yeah, happy that test knit's done. I'll link it all below so you can go and follow Viv and Clifton Green Knits, and then you can see when the pattern's actually released. I think the plan was for the end of May. Yeah. My modification was a rolled neck band, just because I like that finish. Yeah. But you can do whatever you like. Nice finished object. Apart from that, I've been making lots of wee accessories. Like, I'm heading away this time next week. I'm heading over to America for a couple of weeks, and I've been making lots of accessories. So while we're over there, we're doing Vegas, but also going to Seattle and getting on an Alaskan cruise for a week before heading home via Tahiti. So I feel like we're going to hit every possible season. It's not just like packing for a summer holiday. We're going to need warm accessories and things. So I've been knitting gloves and ear warmers and things like that I thought would be nice to take and keep cozy while we're in Alaska. So penny gloves, I've seen these talked about before, but I've never made myself a pair. And I had a beautiful skein of Hanui, and I thought they'd be perfect to make gloves. Like, I don't know if you can see, they got such a halo. They almost looked as if they had a bit of possum in there. But it's actually their Hogget. There's that. And the colourway's oatmeal. Delicious on Hanui's website. Yep, so those are blocked and done. And they were such an awesome, simple pattern. I like how long they are so that you'll never get a cold bit popping out your sleeve. And nice and long up your fingers too. But again, you could modify make that as long as you needed for your hand. Tiny bit fiddly to go round and round for your thumb, but it was totally worth it, and it was only a few rounds. Yeah, apart from that, you didn't change needle size or anything. It's just got a few pearl rows at the top to make the nice wee edges of the bands. Very happy with those. Looking forward to taking them away and wearing those. And then I think I had more than half of the skein, this delicious skein left of the Hanui yarn, because yeah, it was a good 400 meters, like it was fingering weight yarn. So I then made, this is the Ovis Scarf by Petite Knit. Penny gloves are also Petite Knit. I link all the pattern names and things I talk about in the show notes below, so feel free to check those out. So Ovis Scarf, super simple. Yeah, it was kind of just like doing a raglan increase, but just one. There's the nice center increasing, and you just kept going until you run out of yarn. And I was like, that's my kind of pattern, great way to use up the rest of this special skein. So just kept on going until I ran out. And then the edge, like the pattern, I'll dig out the pattern for you in a minute, they had done a beautiful colour pop for the bind off. I kept mine quite subtle, but I used some of my spindle spun yarn. I don't know if you can see, but there's like flecks of yellow in there. Yeah. I'm now thinking where the pattern is. Don't have it. Go and look on Ravelry. I'll link it all below. So the pattern showed it being worn like a scarf like this, like a tied kind of scarf, which I like. And then some people's had a really fun popper colour, like because they'd done the bind off in a different colour. But I've been wearing it under my coat, more like a bandana. And I think just with it being so cold, hiding my ends in there. But it's been so snugly warm around my neck like that, and especially under your jacket. So I think it's going to be a nice piece to take away, keeping warm. And then the other fun accessory I've been making is the Buggiflooer headband. That's a pattern by Alison Rendall. Quite traditional Fair Isle. She's like Shetland born and bred, and originally she designed this colourwork pattern in a hat for Shetland Wool Week. Yeah, quite a few years ago, I think. But here we go. Buggiflooer headband by Alison Rendall. This, apart from the grey, is all my spindle spun yarn. Yes, really didn't use too much yarn. I even had leftovers from this. I'm very happy with how that pattern knitted up. Should I put it on and show you? Here we go. So I loved making this pattern so much that while I was knitting this one, I had already imagined a yarn in my stash that I was like, oh, I can just see that knit up in this pattern as well. Some more hand spun. And so the minute I cast this off, I cast on another one. This is one of the colorways from Fibre Club. I want to say a couple of years ago now. It was not from the births. It's not the Birthstone collection, and it's not the Birth Flower collection, so it must have been the year before that. So I've changed to 3 different spindle spun yarns and through here to 3 different colors, whereas this one was just one hand spun skein, but I've pulled from the inside and the outside of the ball to get the different colors coming through. I've knit this one for my friend Sarah, who's coming away on my overseas trip with me, so we might need to take some selfies while we're away in our matching headbands in Alaska. Yeah, I absolutely loved that colour work pattern. I do love colour work, so engaging. Yeah, very happy with how that one come out. Yeah, and super special that it's hand spun. Like I've spun this one on my wheel. That's wheel spun for me. And then this is my spindle spun yarn. Love them. Yeah, go and check out Alison Rendall's beautiful colour work patterns. they were nice because being traditional fair roll, there weren't huge carries. So yeah, almost, oh, it's almost as pretty on the inside. Yeah, loved those. And the reason I even found that pattern is because I've recently started watching Soph Knits Daily on YouTube, and Sophie and her partner Wilson have just started a more chatty sit down podcast together called We Knit Daily. I'd highly recommend you go and watch them if you like, because they also live in their van on and off in between house sitting and do a bit of travel, so it was like traveling and knitting, and yeah, and enjoy watching their podcast. If you haven't already watched or checked them out, go check them out. Sophie had made that headband, and the minute I saw it I was like, oh, that's beautiful. I think I need to cast one on. No looking back, 2 headbands later. I think that's all my finished objects. I've also been spinning, back at my spinning wheel. Last Tour de Fleece, so was that July last year, I did a fibre swap. So I sent some beautiful hand-dyed braids that I dyed of like Hanui and New Zealand fibres over to, yeah, overseas, and got a little parcel back in return. So this is a Bramble Ridge bat that I received, and it was beautiful. It's got sari silk and other fibres all in there. You can see all the wee bits and flecks. Yeah, Romney, sari silk and Cormo. Beautiful. So that was spun on my e-spinner. Oh, it's a bit crinkly now from being in a skein. But yeah, that was a super fun spin, and I did it quite long draw and just let all the wee slubs of sari silk and that come in. It wasn't one that you were going to be able to spin nice and smooth. It's so light and squishy, and I guess it's more of a woolen spun. Delicious, super fun. And then spinning on my spindles as well. I think using my spindle spun for those headbands inspired me to, yeah, get my spindles out again. Like, I love spindle spinning just for the process and the meditativeness of it. But to actually now use and have something made that I can wear out of my spindle spun yarn is just even more special. So back spindling, spindle spinning. There's a wee bit on there. This is what the fibre looks like. It's got a bit of silk in there. And then I've got a bit more on this spindle. Pretty. I do 3 spindles full and then ply them together because my spindle spun is so fine. It definitely needs to be a 3 ply to make it some usable yarn. Whereas my wheel spun, like the pink bat that I just showed you, that's a 2 ply. So yes, doing some spindle spinning. Works in progress. I have sweaters, plans for sweaters that I'd like to make in the future. I might show you my plans next podcast maybe. But currently my works in progress, I've cast on lots of little projects to take on my trip. So another pair of penny gloves. Basically because I can knit them round and round. Knit them round and round, and with my tiny needle tips on, because I would be quite upset if the airline took them off me. So I was like, well, these ones, it's kind of like knitting socks almost, how I used to hand knit my socks. Round and round with tiny little tips. So that's the penny gloves. And I've cast that on in a merino possum sock yarn. It's actually so hard to show and tell you how squishy and delicious stuff is on here. You might be able to see the halo. Possum fuzz in there, and it's super soft. Just going to try and find the tag. Oh, here you go. Perino sock 4-ply. Amazing. Brush tail possum, fine merino and nylon. So that's going to be another pair of penny gloves. Penny gloves. again, I'm just going to knit away on those on the plane or wherever and not worry about having to change my needle sizes for anything. Just keep going. And then the other little cast on, I have shown this on here before. This is a Starfall Cowl, where you do these fun star stitches for assigned pooling yarn, like yarns that are designed to colour pool. Here we go, Starfall. So I did frog this. I was knitting this when I did the train trip and that with Crofters Yarn in March, and I was really unhappy. It has a yarn over increase down the centre here. I was very unhappy with how my yarn over increases looked like. It was like a very big holy mess. So I have cast it on again because again I thought this would be a good travel project, and I'm now doing, you might just be able to see, a make one left, make one right increase. So yeah, you have like a little neck cuff and then you start to increase out and it'll get wider and wider there. I'm liking how this increase is looking more than my first attempt. So yeah, take 2 of the Starfall. I just really want to use the fun colour pooling yarn that I dyed up. Watch this space. And last but not least, I have cast on another Sophie Scarf. These are just my absolute favourite to knit. I guess I've memorised the pattern. It's just knitting, apart from the slipping the 3 stitches there. This is in a blend that has alpaca, cashmere and wool. I'll try and find this one's yarn tag too. Maybe not. Oh, here we go. Caesar, Alaska. It was quite appropriate for our trip. I was like, maybe I want to cast it off when I'm there. But at the same time, for your Sophie Scarf, you need to, well, I like to weigh it. So do all the increases until you get to about halfway through the weight of the ball and then start to decrease for that second half of the ball. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to weigh it when I'm away. So I've knit the first half. So now I'm just going to be decreasing and then it's done. Yeah, I think Lily's pretty much claimed this one. She likes this colour. Beautiful Sophie Scarf. Yeah, so 3 small projects to take away. And yeah, I think we'll be busy enough adventuring and looking around all the places we visit anyway. So there won't be a heap of knitting time. In regards to Handmaiden, May's club colourway went out. It was Emerald was the birthstone for May. Got one here. Here is the fibre. There's still 2, this one and that one over there, 2 on the website. And there's its pretty little green stitch marker. Yeah, gorgeous. Emerald. And again, don't have any yarn to show you. But yeah. June's club colourway is currently drying. It's all out drying because I'm going to pre-pack it all ready so that you still receive it at the beginning of the month, just like all the other club colourways, but I won't be here. So I'm going to pre-pack it and have it all ready to go. So don't worry, June is going to come at the same time. It's beautiful. And then what else? Well, after festival, it was so cool to see so many of you at festival, and there's also a group photo of all the shawls, the 45 shawl that Diana designed, the 45th parallel. Yeah, it was so awesome to all get together. And the paper, our local newspaper actually had a photo of, yeah, they turned up and took a photo of everyone with their shawls out. It was pretty special to all come together and share what we had made and see them all together. So after festival, there was still a couple of self-striping skeins left, so they are on the website. And while you could use these for socks, this is also what people had used to make their shawl with, and then just held 50 grams of a solid colour with it. So check the website out for the self-striping skeins. And then also I've restocked some of the gobstopper balls. There's quite a few up there. I'm just showing you my favourite ones. This one's not sparkly, so just our everyday sock. And this one is sparkly. Yeah, so go check them out. There's definitely some more on the website now. Pretty. And there's a couple of braids, like this is the February amethyst, May emerald, but then these are just some random skeins that I dyed up to take along to festival, so they are now on the website. Apart from that, I'm going to do a giveaway for subscribers on the YouTube channel. If we could get some more subscribers, I'm thinking let's get it up to 300 subscribers and then I'll pick a winner. I've got 2 things to give away. They're lovely. Amelia of Not All New has donated a beautiful sock set. This is Amelia. And she's also dabbled in some beautiful pottery making and made gorgeous buttons. So I was thinking, like and share and subscribe for the YouTube, and then comment in the comments below on this video whether you'd like the knitty package, so like knit, or I've also got some fibre here, so spin. If you commented knit or spin, or whichever one you would like to win. So when we get to 300 subscribers, I'll draw a winner from those comments. So yeah, thank you Amelia and Rachel, shout out to you. They came along to festival and I saw them at the beginning of May. And here is the beautiful fibery bundle. This is some merino that I've dyed up, and then Amelia has donated a diz. So you'd pull your fibre through the different sized hole depending on the thickness you're wanting to spin your yarn. But yes, she's also made this out of pottery as well. Thank you Amelia. This will be the giveaway if you'd like the fluff. So yeah, comment spin or knit depending on which one you'd like to win. Or maybe you wouldn't mind and you do either. Lovely. Okay, I think that is pretty much most from me. Yeah, I guess I was thinking about the website. Anything, do all your orders right up till Monday next week, and then there might be a 2-week delay before any parcels ship out after that. So yeah, get your orders in before the end of this week and I'll make sure that they're out before I'm off and away. Yeah, so thanks again for watching this month, and comment below and share, and let's get some more subscribers on here. Thanks heaps. I'll catch you next month.